why did we decide to partner with Dext? Secondly, who Dext is and why it matters. And finally, how Dext works, and providing you with a live demonstration that where the software will do the talking. And by the end of this morning, why you will absolutely be convinced why you cannot live without Dext. So let me get straight into it. At Adapt IT, our mission is simple, and that is to empower our customers to achieve more. And we do this with highly specialized teams of vertical market software experts that work very closely with our customers and understand their needs intimately, and then go and design, build, and deliver solutions to meet them. Naturally, we are always asking ourselves the question, what else can we do? What other unmet needs can we solve? And in short, what's next? So this morning, Dext is what is next. For more than 30 years, we have worked very, very closely with the audit and accounting market, serving practices of all sizes, including the office of the CFO in businesses and within government entities across the African continent. But if we really consider all of accounting from a data perspective, everything in accounting starts with the transaction being entered into a ledger. And this process, in many instances today, still functions in a very manual way, where accountants capture information manually from invoices, from emails, or from hard copies. This, of course, is a very time-consuming process and is very prone to errors. And this is an area where Adapt historically has not been able to solve needs for customers. But that all changes today with our partnership with Dext. This is exactly the problem that Dext helps to solve. Dext's platform automates the capturing of transactions. Its sophisticated OCR AI-powered engine extracts all relevant information and then categorizes it and remembers which vendors are sending which types of information. A sophisticated approval process makes sure that all delegation of authority processes are followed and that all related evidence are stored in a single location. Now, for all of you who are existing customers on joining us this morning, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And for those of you that have been using Dext for a long time will know that Dext has been around for many, many years. And the Dext account team will be your point of call to continue serving you into the future. However, if you are new to Dext today, you can sign up for a free trial by scanning the QR code on your screen right now, and we'll be happy to connect you to show you a live demonstration. But before I get too ahead of myself this morning, to tell you more about who Dext is and why Dext matters and why no accountant should live without Dext and why a partnership with Adapt IT made sense, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Sabi Gill, the CEO of Dext. Sabi, thank you for joining us and good morning to you.
Thank you, Christian, and great pleasure to allow me to join this call. Firstly, thank you for being here. And before I go any further, I just want to acknowledge how good it is to have everyone on the call, existing customers and future customers. To those who are joining us from Adapt IT, welcome. This is a really important moment for Dext and for Adapt IT. And I'm delighted to be speaking to you all directly. Specifically for the existing Dext partners in South Africa who are also on the line, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules for being here today. Today is about bringing two communities together and starting what I believe will be a really powerful chapter for automation across all of Africa. Before I tell you anything about Dext, I want to talk about Adapt IT because that is where this partnership starts. Adapt IT is a serious business. Their financial professionals division alone serves more than 20,000 users across the continent. The depth of sector expertise, the relationships they have built, and on-the-ground presence they bring across Africa, these are the things you can't manufacture from outside the region. They're earned. And we recognize and respect that. When I sat down with Christian and the team, what struck us and what made this partnership easy to commit to was how aligned we were, not just on what we do, it's on how we think about it. Adapt IT and Dext are both partner-led businesses, not direct only. We both believe markets are won through local embedded relationships, not from a distance. We both sit inside a long-term operator groups that take the patient builds for decades view of software. And we both serve the same community, financial and the finance professions, with the same level of seriousness and commitment. That alignment matters because partnerships only work when the values match, and they do very much in this case here. So as Christian said, I want to start with the why, because in our experience, the why has to come before the who. If you understand what gets us out of bed in the morning, you will understand how we show up as a partner. Dext exists for one reason. We give accountants, bookkeepers, and financial professionals, the businesses you serve, their time back. The manual work that has held this profession back for decades. The chasing of receipts, the chasing of invoices, the keying of invoices, categorization, the reconciliation. Every minute of it is a minute that should be spent on advisory and insights, on growth, on the things that move a firm forward. Our job is to take that minute back, multiply it by every transaction, every client, every month, and you start to see why this matters. We're not building software for the sake of building software. We are building time, and we measure ourselves on how much we give back to you and your clients. So from that perspective, who is Dext? Dext is the world's leading bookkeeping and finance automation platform. We have been building this and only this for over 15 years, since 2010. We are trusted by over 12,000 accounting and bookkeeping firms globally, 700,000 businesses and their financial teams worldwide. Last month, we processed 31.4 million documents in a single month, and we reduced document processing time by more than 90% compared to manual handling. We integrate with every major accounting platform, whether you're using Xero, QuickBooks, Sage. We have over 35 different integrations to all accounting platforms and general ledgers. We connect to over 11,500 banks, suppliers, and marketplaces. We support document capture across mobile, desktop, email, direct supplier connections, and most recently, WhatsApp. And our new AI is not new. It's not a bolt-on. It's foundational. It has been trained over 15 years on more than 2 billion real financial documents at 99.9% accuracy. That is the depth of foundation we are bringing into this market. And here is what I really want you to hear about Dext in Africa. We're not new to this continent. We already work directly with over 400 accounting and bookkeeping firms and more than 13,000 businesses across Africa already today. We've been here. We have been listening, and this partnership with Adapt IT is the next step in scaling what is already working. So how will Adapt IT and Dext work together? The model is simple, and it is built on what both businesses already do well. Adapt IT will lead the local relationship, the sales enablement, the product education, the implementation support, day-to-day customer engagement, backed by their depth of relationship and their understanding of this market. Dext will bring the platform, the AI capability, the integration depth, the global engineering investment behind it. Together, we will deliver outcomes that neither of us could deliver as well if we were standalone. And the outcome we are aiming is pretty straightforward. Joint customer success. That means measurable time saved, cleaner data, faster month end, more capacity for advisory work, better client experience, and for the audit and accounting practices and for the office of the CFO in larger organizations, a finance operation that scales without having to scale headcount in lockstep. You have my personal commitment that this is how we will measure ourselves, not on activations, not on licenses sold, on whether firms and businesses are on this call are genuinely getting more time back, more accuracy, more capacity to focus on the work that matters. We win when customers win. This is not a marketing tagline. It's structurally how we operate and always have. When your firm and your business grows on Dext, we grow. When your team saves time, we've done our job. When Adapt IT's customers thrive, this partnership thrives. So let me just bring it back to where I started. To our new colleagues and customers joining us through Adapt IT, welcome. You're not joining a new vendor, you are joining a community, and you are doing so through a partner, Adapt IT, that we genuinely respect and that we are fully behind. You again have my personal commitment that we will earn your confidence the same way we have earned it everywhere else we operate, by listening, by delivering, and by showing up. And to our existing Dext partners in South Africa, thank you. Thank you for your trust you have placed in us. Nothing changes for you. The ecosystem just gets stronger from here. And to Christian and the team at Adapt IT, thank you. Thank you for choosing to continue a relationship, right, and start a relationship. We're excited about where we are going to build together for finance professionals across the entire continent. Thank you for your time this morning. And now I'll hand back to the team at Adapt IT.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone. And thank you to the CEO of Dext, Savvy, for the beautiful introduction to what Dext is. And thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Silindile Mbaza, and I will have the pleasure of taking you through a very short demonstration. This isn't just another product session. This is actually a launch moment for something we're incredibly excited to bring to our Adapt IT community. Because if we think about it, the reality across business today is that we are dealing with more data than ever before, but still spending a lot of time manually capturing it. So today is about showing you how we move from that world to something far more efficient, accurate, and valuable. This session is going to be very practical. I'll show you exactly how it works, where it fits into your current workflow, and most importantly, how it can save you time every single day. So let's get into it. Fantastic, fantastic. So as I was saying, Dext is recognized as a leading bookkeeping automation platform globally. Today, Dext supports over 700,000 small and medium-sized businesses globally, working alongside more than 12,000 accounting and advisory partners. That means hundreds of thousands of businesses are already trusting this platform to manage one of their most critical processes, their financial data. As Adapt IT, we are wanting to make this easy for you so that you can be more efficient. And this is why we're so excited about Dext joining the Adapt IT family. And what's particularly exciting for us is that this is not just something new or untested. It's already being used by leading businesses globally. And our exclusive partnership allows us to expand on that right here in South Africa and the rest of Africa. At its core, Dext is built around two very simple ideas, which are also very powerful. The first one, make accounting effortless. And the second one, giving you back time for your business and not being busy with admin. And as I go through the demo today, I want you to keep asking yourself one question. How much time could this save my team every single week? So when we look at Dext, there are 5 key areas that really define its position, and more importantly, the value that it's bringing to you. The first one is the category leader, as you can see on the screen. Dext is ranked as the #1 unified bookkeeping automation platform globally, and it's more than 3 times larger than its closest competitor. The second one, it's a scalable platform. Dext is built to fit into your existing environment, not disrupt it. So whether you are a growing organization or an established one, this solution is built to scale with you forward. The third one, as you can see there in the middle, is the best in class product. And this is where it really gets exciting. Dext delivers superior data extraction and categorization with 99.9% uptime, and it's fully cloud native. This means that it means less downtime for you, fewer errors, and far less manual rework for you and your team. The fourth thing that you can see there is that Dext has been at the forefront of AI innovation for about 10 years. This is intelligent automation that actually improves with time. And the last thing is that it is highly rated and easy to find, as you can download it on Play Store and any other app as well. Dext is consistently the highest rated bookkeeping automation solution across platforms like Trustpilot, the App Store, and many, many more, which makes us so excited about this product and that we're talking about it today. So let's talk about a scenario that you will find very familiar that is happening in your place today. This is what a typical manual bookkeeping process looks like today for many of your organizations. You have your client collecting receipts and documents, often manually and often inconsistently as well. Those documents are sent over to the accountant, sometimes monthly, sometimes quarterly, or sometimes in bulk at year end when you're now doing your financial statements. And from there, your team is manually capturing the data, verifying it, and then integrating it into the bookkeeping system. And the result, as you may know, it's time consuming, it's error prone, and most importantly, you're not getting real-time visibility into your client's financial position, which is not what we're looking for right now. So now, let's introduce Dext into the same exact process that we've just talked about. So instead of waiting for documents to be sent, Dext allows clients to digitally capture receipts and invoices in real time. Those documents are then automatically extracted and they're processed using AI and made available to you instantly. So instead of your team spending hours on manual input, they're now reviewing and validating, which is a much higher value activity for your team. So immediately already, you know that you're moving from being inefficient to being efficient, from low accuracy to higher accuracy, and we start unlocking real-time data access, which things get exciting. And so this is when now it becomes really powerful. So with Dext is fully embedded into your workflow by integrating it into any accounting package that you may be using. And I'll show you when we're going through the demo exactly where to find this. You can move from periodic processing to continuous real-time financial visibility. And it flows seamlessly into your accounting software automatically, which means that your team is no longer processing or focused on processing data, but they're now focused on advising clients. And I always tell my clients that with the rise of AI and technology, your job is becoming more valuable, especially in the advising arena. And that's the shift that we are enabling here by introducing Dext into the market. So if we look at this screen and we look at the left-hand side, this is where now we're bringing everything together and we're looking at how things work in your practice. On the left-hand side, you can see clearly there that this represents your clients or your small to medium businesses. Now think about it, all the different types of documents that they're dealing with daily, your invoices, your receipts, your expenses, your bank statements, even sometimes your e-commerce transactions. Traditionally, all of this would be coming to you in different formats at different times. But if we're moving now into more the center with Dext, clients can submit documents via the mobile app, email, or a direct integration. And already around 75% of transactions are being captured digitally at source, which means that less chasing, less manual collection, and far more consistency, which is exactly what we're looking for. And if we now go into the middle of the screen, right there at the center, this is where the real magic happens right there. Dext uses AI at scale to automatically extract and categorize all of that data that you're inputting into the system. So we're talking about over 320 million documents processed per year and more than 3 billion data fields extracted annually. That's a lot of data that we're going through. And if we're going to the right-hand side, we are looking at it more practically. It automatically extracts up to 19 key data fields from each document, including the supplier name, the amounts, the VAT, the expense categories, and much, much more. And so that data then flows seamlessly into the systems you're already using, whether that's Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, or any other bookkeeping platform. That's where, it will be flowing and the information is seamless and automatic. So there's no need to actually replace any of the existing tools you're currently using. This is not just automation. This is a highly trained, highly accurate intelligence working for your business. And so what is the result of all of this that I'm talking about? The first thing is that you're moving from delayed manual processing to real-time insights, and your clients are getting better visibility. Your team is working more efficiently together, and you're able to shift your focus from processing to advisory and decision making. So now that you've seen all of this and how it fits into your workflow, let's have a look at what's happened in the recent couple of years. A great thing to highlight is that Dext is not just a static product. This is a platform that is continuously evolving based on real client needs. What you're seeing here on the screen is that some of the recent product innovations that have been rolled out and are really driving impact across our user base. For an example, Dext has introduced dedicated solutions for all self-employed individuals and landlords, which means supporting compliance requirements like MTD for the income tax, which is amazing. We also have features like the email trail, which provides context around transactions and documents. And on the AI side, Dext is continuously investing heavily into AI and research with new models that are improving the tracking, the categorization, and the predictive capabilities on the system, which are amazing. And the last is that there is also a Chrome extension, which allows users to capture and process documents directly from the web, and features like supplier statement reconciliations, which help you to automate the reconciliation process much, much faster. So now I could show you many more slides, but I know that slides have never given anyone any time back. So let's do something different. Everything you've seen so far, that was a promise. What I'm about to show you is the proof of what I've been talking about, because this was never really about software. It's about Friday evenings that belong to your family again. It's about your best people doing the work they trained for, not typing receipts at midnight. And it's also about giving an entire profession back the one thing none of us can ever make more of, which is time. So now I'm going to transition and I'm going to show you exactly what Dext looks like. Okay, please confirm if you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay, so this is where Dext is living. This is the home screen for a single business. And whether that is one of many clients that you look after, or your own organization's books, or any entity that you're accountable for, it works exactly in the same way. So everything you see here is exactly what you're needing. And everything is still, so for an example, this is your dashboard that you can see here below. Let me just bring my mouse here quickly. Okay, so that you can see it moving. So right here, you can look at a glance, you can see all of your costs, the money that is going out of your business. You can see your sales, money coming into your business right at a glance. You can see your expense claims from your employees, your bank transactions, your supplier statements, approval, and your vault to keep all of your secure documents over there. Also, if you look at a glance, you're also able to see what is actually still processing, what's waiting in review, and what's also ready to go. So as you can see, there's no spreadsheets here, no asking where are we on a particular item. This is your command center, and it's everything we're about to do flows from here in terms of your workflow. And we'll go through all of these different tabs so that you can see exactly what it looks like and what it could look like for your firm as well. So let's start off by looking at the costs tab. So we're starting here because this is usually where the heaviest work is happening. This is where you're receiving all of your costs, the bills, and the invoices that are coming in. And if you look at this entire workbook or this entire inbox, every document here has already been read. The supplier, the date, the categories have already been categorized automatically without us actually typing anything into the document, which is amazing. So it means that this is already processing documents without you actually putting a manual input into the system. So this is where everything will be sitting in terms of your costs. And then also, if you're looking over here at the top at all of the headings, this follows the exact process in which the documents will be following. They will first land into your inbox, they will be processed, then it will be taken into review, then it will be ready once you've reviewed it, and it will also show you any approvals that are there for you. And we will click through them so that you can have a look exactly at what it's looking like as well. But many people are always asking me, exactly how do we get documents into this particular flow? And so I'm going to show you exactly how to do so. So the simplest way to add a document is to click on Add Documents over there. And so it will show you on this screen in terms of what it is that you can do. Dext gives you many ways in which you can actually bring in documents, and I'll go over every section. So uploading is just one way, so meaning that you can select or drag and drop a file from your desktop, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like if I'm dropping in an invoice. So I've got an invoice that is sitting on my desktop, and I quickly want to bring it in by dragging and dropping or by selecting a file. This is what it would be looking like. And so this is just one way in which you can bring in a document. And at the bottom, you can already see that it's already read the document and it's saying success. Uploading is just one way in which you can bring in a document. You can also forward bills straight in by email. Every business gets its own email, a Dext email address. So invoices can arrive on their own. You can have Dext fetch invoices directly from your suppliers, which is amazing. So here at the bottom, you can see here extracted by email. So it means that if your client then just sends to this email, it goes straight inbox like I was showing you, and then it follows the same process in which we were talking about now, which is amazing. And my favorite way of uploading, so that's just the third way, but the last way is by using the mobile app. Like I showed you during the presentation, you're able to download from the App Store the Dext app, and your people are out and about, and if they get a receipt, let's say they've taken a client out to a dinner, they're able to take a photo of it on their phone, and it's indexed before they're actually back at their desk on Monday. So no shoebox of receipts, nothing is lost in this entire process. And I'll show you where you can actually edit this email if you want it to be more specialized to the firm you're working with or your company as well. Okay, so here is also where it gets clever. As you've added in a document, it automatically also shows the currency in which you're bringing the document in. So as you can see here, it's sitting in rands and it's also sitting in USD. It means that Dext automatically reads the document and is able to translate that into your business and into the system as well. So let's actually open the document that we received in. So here, this is where the magic happens. So this is all the supplier or the information that's been pulled from this document that I uploaded. As you can see here, you can see the date, you can see the amount, the currency, and all of the different things, the supplier name, the due date of this particular invoice. And also right at the bottom, it can show you that this invoice has actually been paid. So all of this we didn't have to type in. It pulled automatically from this document. It pulled it here, but it's sitting here because you need to look at it, review, and confirm. And the beautiful thing about Dext is that it also uses AI to be able to classify and remember the information that you set up for the organization right at the beginning. So for an example, if we know that this particular supplier, we usually buy office supplies, and I do this on the first time with Dext, it will remember it the next time I pull in an invoice from Amazon. And so that means that you're saving future time in setting up and teaching the system in terms of exactly how it works, which is amazing. Is particularly important for auditors and accountants. When you look at the history, you're able to see all of the track changes happening right here, so that if ever it's lost in the audit trail, you're able to come and have a look and verify who changed it and what the reason was, so that you're able to rectify and shorten the time as well. And so once you've checked and you're happy with everything, then you can click on that button where you're moving it to review, and then I will show you what the review buttons look like. So that is the entire life cycle. So now I would have moved it to review. And this is now, as a manager, if you are the one who's supposed to review this particular document, you're able to close, you're able to verify that all of the information is in line with exactly what you're wanting to do. And you can click on move to ready, or even here at the top, there's the same exact button, and you're able to take that invoice all the way to the end and make it ready as well. You can see here on the costs inbox, and here in approvals, if there is something that is assigned directly to you to approve, then it will sit here under approvals, and you would then go through that life cycle again in order for you to make sure that you've approved everything that has been done for you. And if you can also see here, these are past approvals that have taken place on this particular item. Okay. So then quickly, we'll also then move on to the sales. The same magic works, the other way too. So when you are the person who's raising invoices for your customers, all of that is read, categorized, and ready exactly like the costs that we actually took. Goes into your inbox, it processes, goes to review, and then once you're ready, you're able to action it. And you can also bring in documents straight from the sales component as well. Okay, and then if we move here to the vault, and this is really a really beautiful feature. This is a documents that aren't bills or invoices, but they still matter. Like for an example, you've got your contracts, you've got your certificates, your lease agreements. Those are not everyday items, but they are important for the business to have visibility of, especially if there are deadlines. And if you also look here at the access column, you control who sees what. Some of the folders are for admin only, and some, you're able to control who can edit and who can view. So for organizations that take security and confidentiality seriously, that control is vital to your business. And another key feature of the vault, which I think is amazing, what it automatically does in the background is that it reads your document and is able to flag any deadlines or anything that needs to be actioned upon on that particular document. So for an example, if you click on this contract, you can already see that this is just a standard contract with the company. It's already sort of pulled out all of the key information over here, and you're able to then say, to make sure that you don't miss the deadline. So if it's in 3 months that we have to review whether we are renewing with this company, it will already flag it, in terms of when you want it to flag you. So we had said 3 months is a good time for us to review. And so that's why it's sitting flagged 3 months in for us to be able to review that document. This is a really great vault, because that means that if you're in practice, your clients never have to miss any deadlines, because you will have their important documents sitting in the vault right here. Okay, so then let's go into our business setting. Everything I've shown you so far on this platform is driven by some simple setup. And this is where you can make Dext work for your own particular organization and how you run things as well. First, you'll see the business profile. This is where you can change the name, the country, the industry, the year end and tax details as well. And more importantly, you can also choose your base currency. Each base or each business has its own currency and way of working. And because, we are working around the continent or around the world, and we have clients everywhere, this is now going to be beautiful when it's integrated into your accounting systems in that particular base currency. Okay, so this is where you make all of those changes. And then if we go into connections, this is where the magic happens. When I was talking on the slide, that last component where everything is automated and you're flying with Dext, this is where you now have to come and connect your actual accounting software in order for the seamless process of automation to happen in the background without you. So I'm not going to actually connect to any of these, but I wanted to show you all of the different softwares that are available that are already connected with Dext at this particular time. And so it just becomes a click of a button in order for you to be able to connect. And also, if you're looking at your backup, then you can also back up your work with any of these four boxes where you can have your work, which is OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, or Everreal, whichever one you're currently working, you can connect to it already over here on the system. And then if we go into extraction settings, this is where the document reading we just saw is managed. So we already talked about extracting documents from the email, sending it directly into your inbox. And this is where you can actually edit what the email address should look like. So if for a particular client you want it to look in a certain way, then you change it here under the business settings so that it looks in that way. And you know that exactly when they are able to email a document, it goes into the cost inbox or the sale inbox like we showed you, and automatically that workflow has started by just emailing this particular document there. You're able to also detect duplicate items. And this is really great because it means if I've made a mistake and I've uploaded 2 expense claims by mistake, the same one, then here it will automatically detect that we've seen this document before, and you can tell the system what you want to do. So for an example, should it automatically delete the duplicate? Or you're saying, no, wait, let me review every duplicate just in case there's a reason why we duplicated that particular document. So you are able to control that, and it is able to be automated so that it's sitting here. And so you're also able to extract or choose whether it should extract tax or you want to see the entire number, the due dates you're able to do, the payment status of it. Is it paid? Is it not paid? And I showed you there on the toggle when you can change that. And then also bank statements. This is a beautiful one because it means that we're integrating into your bank as well, which we've highlighted as well, which makes this a really beautiful workflow for you as well. Then if we go into the lists, so this is where you're building your building blocks. This is where you can create a group. If you want a travel expense management group, you can create it here. If you want a travel expense or a sales and marketing team and things that are only related to those particular departments, you can create those groups there. Also, when you go onto the categories tab, this is where you can tell it that these are the different categories that this organization uses under their expenses or their costs or whatever the case may be, and you're able to actually personalize it to that particular firm and the terminology that it is using. And if you no longer want it to be visible, you're also able to toggle all of that on and off. And as we saw earlier, you're able to flag things like we saw on the vault. It was flagged red because it means that we are now within the 3-month period, and we want to make sure that that action is already done. And so you're able to set what these flags mean for your business. If I see a green flag next to a task that is assigned to me, what does that mean? And you get to design that all by yourself as well for your firm. Then this is where the automation is. Now that your lists exist, this is where Dext applies them for you, automatically categorizing, automatically processing at scale. That supplier rule I showed you earlier, this is exactly where the intelligence runs across everything, and you get to set the rules all at once. So as you can see here, do you want it to always auto categorize, or is it applied to only certain suppliers? What is the default category when things are coming in? You can be able to do that. It also has smart suggestions, as you can see here at the bottom. And if you don't want that and you only want your terminology, then you can toggle that off, and you can be able to guide this entire system to be able to work for you very well. And the last thing I'll show you here under the settings is the approvals, where this is where you decide who signs off before anything is actually finalized. Whoever has to approve it, or whatever order your organization needs, it's built in right here. So for an example, if I had to create a workflow, then you would say, okay, this is the travel expense workflow. And you describe, if you're traveling with the business, this is exactly the approval process that needs to happen. And so you're able to then fill the information in terms of who is the supplier, who owns this, or who's the key manager who's managing this entire process. Is it for all categories, or is this only for the travel one, for an example, since I made the example of a travel expense workflow? And then you're able to tell us specifically who is going to be the approver. So if it needs management approval, this is the first signer. Is it always that it needs a manager approval, or only when it's above a certain amount? So if somebody's traveling and the amount is greater than 5,000, for an example, then that's when you would say the manager needs to approve if you're traveling and the amount costs more than 5,000. And can this be edited? And you're able to tell it. So you're able to create different workflows depending on how big your organization is, and to make sure that it always goes through to the perfect person who needs to approve or review or go on to the next step. Okay, so now let's go out of the business profile or the business settings. And so if we go into our overview, this is where we started off. So we've put in the understanding behind all of these dashboards in terms of what it's actually looking like. So you as an individual working in the organization, you will have a look and say, okay, I have 10 items that I need to look at, only 6 that I need to review. And by the time you log out of this platform, you know exactly what you've been able to do and how you've changed this dashboard as well, collaborating with your team. And there are other great things on this platform as well. If you have a look over here, you're also able to see that Dext gives you the ability to actually certify this entire experience, so that if you have a new joiner in your organization and you want to quickly upskill them and to make sure that they fully understand Dext, then they can quickly finish this Dext certification, get a certificate at the end, and you know that they are upskilled. Then here you can also come where there are additional resources, the getting started webinars, how-to articles, and everything is here. And you can also raise a support request right from the platform, and you don't have to go to a different place, which is the beautiful part about this. And the last thing I want to show you here on this view is the beautiful AI bot that we have over here. So this can go directly to the support queue. So if there are things that you're wanting to talk to the certification about or to Dext, they're able to help you there. You can send a message. And over here, if you're needing help with costs or understanding a particular thing that you might have missed in one of the videos, there are quick help tools that you can quickly search, and you can find questions that have already been answered about that particular thing, which is such a beautiful feature because it means you never have to leave the platform. And when there are new updates about the platform as well, you get the updates and the information and news from Dext right here on the platform, which is amazing. So at this point, I'm going to go back onto our slides. This is exactly what Dext is looking like. And this is something that we are making sure that you are having the benefit of. Saving time, not a lot of typing. There's not a lot of typing that I've done in this demo. The only thing was there at the chat box where I said costs, and that's the only typing you're doing, which is an amazing feature. So thank you for that. Okay, and we're back. So from what we've just seen in the demo, that is the core workflow that we're doing today. We're capturing, we're extracting, and we're processing financial data more efficiently. But what's even more exciting is where Dext is going in the future. Continuously evolving with AI-driven capabilities that support financial professionals across different environments, whether that's practice, corporate finance teams, or even the public sector. Capabilities like the Vault, for an example, they provide a central, secure space to manage and organize supporting financial documentation. The Bookkeeper Autopilot starts to automate routine financial processes, including areas like reconciliations, reducing reliance on manual effort as well. And then on the insight side, Dex is introducing tools that allow users to interact with financial data more naturally, helping you access information and answer questions faster. And operationally, payment automation helps streamline approvals, invoice handling, and controlled workflows. So what this really shows us is that Dex is not just about solving current challenges, but it's evolving to support the future of what financial management reporting and decision-making looks like going forward. And so if we look at Dext Q1 2026 data, it was over 92 million invoices and receipts that have already been processed. Without automation, that would take over 4.5 million hours of manual effort. With Dext, that drops to under 600,000 hours. So teams using Dext are using it at 7.8 times faster, freeing up a huge amount of time. That's capacity unlocked, time redirected, and processing into review, advisory, client relationships, and growth, which we ultimately want. And this is the part people underestimate. It's about transforming how financial data is processed at scale. And here is what it comes down to. For years, our profession has spent its best hours capturing the past, typing in what already happened. Dext ends all of that. It hands those hours back and it turns your data into something you can act on right now. That's the shift on this slide, from the manual to the effortless, from last month's numbers to real time, from bookkeeping to advisory, from capturing the past to shaping the future. That future is closer than you think. And I'm going to hand over to Christian as he takes you to the future.
Morning. As you can see, Dex really is about one thing and one thing only, helping to take finance professionals into the future by saving you time. If you're new to Dex, please scan the QR code on the screen today and we will be delighted to set you up with a live demo. Our teams are standing by to show you Dex in more detail and making sure that you can take advantage of Dex's world-leading bookkeeping automation today. To play us out for today, we're going to hear some more from some of the existing Dext customers and how Dext have shaped saving and transforming their businesses. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
If I had more time, I would definitely be spending those hours with my children. My name is Ariona. I'm the Managing Director of Majors Accounts, which is a small family-based accountancy practice based in South East London. Dext has been key in our digital transformation. We could not have grown or transformed our business as quickly as we did if we didn't have Dext in place. It just has made a huge difference to our business and the efficiency of how we work. Some of the factors that we look for when choosing software for our clients that will be on MTD ITSA are, I think ease of use is probably the main one, and that's what Dext Solo has, and our clients have found it super easy to get on the app, either take pictures, email things in, and just have everything in one place. My favourite feature in Dext is the auto-publish functionality. We could not live without it. We have thousands and thousands of receipts and documents coming into the system on a monthly basis, and having someone to go through and manually go through each one would take absolutely forever. But with the auto-publish rule, it means that our team are not focusing or wasting their time doing the same thing over and over again. They can focus their time on looking at accuracy and maybe speaking to a client, finding out what else could be missing. So it's just restructuring what they're doing to something that is much more value added for our customers. Dext has allowed us to be able to reallocate our time in what we're doing, how we're working with our clients, to really focus on what's important to our clients and building those relationships so then we can understand what they would like to achieve, whether it is an extra holiday with their family or a dream home or whatever their personal goals might be, to help focus our time with them in those areas, which for them is so much more important than, these are the receipts I have, let's see how quickly I can copy them out of a receipt manually. So it's just being able to really focus on building those relationships and those foundations and make a real difference to our clients. Dext doesn't just save me time, it saves my clients time.
Introducing Data Capture, your first step to transforming data into valuable insights. With over 35 integrations to platforms like Xero, QuickBooks and Sage, plus tools like Zapier, Dext keeps your financial data flowing seamlessly. Submit documents your way, through mobile, WhatsApp, email or web browser. Dext's flexible capture adapts to your workflow wherever you are. Beyond simple capture, Dext processes bank and supplier statements to ensure your data is accurate and reliable every time. Turn documents into valuable data. Dext captures key details like tax, purchase orders, payment methods and totals, so you can easily manage records and ensure accurate reporting. Ready to transform the way you work? Start using Dext today and see how our smart tools make managing your documents and data easier.
With more free time in the year, I can spend more time with my family and friends on the weekends, and I can spend time doing things I love in the evenings, like going to the gym. So my name's Chloe Holman. I work as an outsourcing senior at Creston Reeves. We are an accounting practice. We do things like insolvency, accounts and outsourcing, tax, sort of things you'd expect from a major accounting practice, basically. I think my favourite thing about Dext is the fact that it's just really intuitive. It has all the basic tools that you need and it does it really well. The issue I've had with some other software, for example, is they have all these bells and whistles, but they don't actually provide what we need them to. And I think Dext is really a one-stop shop for everything. I think it was a fairly easy decision to actually take on Dext Solar, at least as a trial. Because we trust the platform already, we know what to expect, and we know that Dext are sort of leading in the OCR software space. The most revolutionary one for our clients has been sort of the supplier rules element of it. It makes everything far more efficient. It means we can pick out data easily and we can just review things very simply. I think as well, in the future, mileage will be a huge thing for clients because we have many sole traders who are just simply using cash books, writing down their mileage and doing all the calculations themselves. So being able to actually go in and update Dext Solo themselves will be a huge value add for them and will save them huge amounts of time. Dext has enabled us to sort of identify pain points in the bookkeeping process with certain clients. So for example, one of my clients didn't like getting invoices from emails. They found it hard to know what emails had gone in, what invoices they had or didn't have. Being able to recommend Dext has enabled us to make the bookkeeping far more efficient. They use invoice fetch and they use the email-in option, which has meant they're spending less time on their bookkeeping areas, so they're focusing more on their sales and their day-to-day operations. Dext doesn't just save me time, but it saves our clients time.
Introducing Data Health. Data quality, completeness, and insight you trust. The Client Health Score offers a visual indicator of a client's bookkeeping quality, shown as a percentage with a traffic light heart icon. Available on each client's overview page, it combines scores from key data checks, helping you monitor and improve data quality over time. Let's take a look at these checks in more detail. Multi-coded contacts reviews invoices and transactions for inconsistent account or tax codes, flagging potential miscodings. With direct links to Xero, it's easy to correct errors, ensuring consistent and accurate records to avoid costly mistakes. Duplicate Transactions checks invoices and transactions to spot potential duplicates, especially when both a bank transaction and invoice are posted. It reviews contact, date and value to flag likely duplicates, saving time and keeping your general ledger accurate. The Bank Reconciliation Check uses Xero bank statement report data, transactions and payments to provide an interactive view of all client bank accounts. It highlights outstanding payments, receipts and unreconciled lines, ensuring accurate and up-to-date records. Start using Data Health today to keep your records accurate, save time and drive smarter decisions for your clients.